Welcome to episode 37 of A Message From. We are your hosts. I'm Alyson.
I'm Edward.
Welcome. A lot of welcomes.
Why all the welcomes?
I don't know. I have two stories.
Okay.
How have nothing to do with saying welcome.
How long are these stories?
Listen, you ask this every time. Just stop and let me tell my stories.
It's an important question.
People want to hear them. First of all, did you know that Google has been carbon neutral since 2007? Does that seem realistic to you?
I don't believe that at all.
I don't believe it either, but when I was clicking on my calendar app on Gmail, it has this little thing at the bottom. It's like carbon neutral since 2007. I'm like, that seems doubtful.
Yeah, I don't really buy that, but
Me neither.
I guess I've no reason to not believe it.
Just instinct.
Yeah, it just feels wrong. It feels wrong. It feels wrong to believe.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the second story, I thought I had already told you about this like well over a month ago, but then I messaged you like a week ago talking about an update, and you were like, what are you talking about? Oh my God. You had no idea. So
what are you talking about now?
I'm sitting here like, who the heck did I talk to this about? There are 5 zebras on the loose in Maryland. Yes, 5 zebras just roaming the state of Maryland. Like every so often someone will peek out their window and then like the zebra pack is in their backyard hanging out. And no one can catch them. They've been on the loose since the end of August.
That's like no, it's not 2 months. It's over a month.
We're closing in on 2 months. We're almost to a month and a half now.
How do they not? Is it low priority? Is that why they haven't gotten them?
I'm guessing so. I'm guessing it's low priority. The latest update I read about it, because every time it pops up, I'm like, ooh, my zebra update. Like, what's going on with these guys? So, like, the latest article I read was basically saying, like, they would probably be okay. I mean, they eat grass. Obviously, we have plenty of grass here, and we do have pretty mild winters, so they could probably survive.
Can a zebra survive a DC winter?
Okay, a DC winter. You sound like a true DCer. What's a person who lives in DC? DCite?
Oh, DC? I don't know. An asshole. I'm just kidding. Literally. One flake of snow falls and the entire metro area comes to a halt. Yeah, the DMV.
Schools start late. Places close down.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the zebras can handle the snowflake.
That's true. I guess
one flake they'll get.
The winter I lived in DC was like a particularly bad winter, so that's what I'm basing it off of. But I guess it's be fine. You're right. Lots of grass. Why couldn't a zebra live in the DMV?
It's weird. I mean, why couldn't a zebra live in the DMV? Well, the DMV now has 5 zebras just roaming around.
And they're from the National Zoo?
No, they're from some random guy's backyard. He had like a farm. Some guy who has a farm also had zebras.
Like the Zebra King.
They were like, F this. I don't want to live with this guy anymore. Bye.
That explains why no one has... That it kind of helps explain why they haven't been caught yet. Because if they were like a zoo's zebras... I feel like this would have been, it would have been like a day.
Yeah.
No, but these were private zebras, so.
Private zebras. You never know what's going on with those.
But now I'm like,
who did I tell about these zebras? Like, what other human being have I told about these zebras?
I don't know. Who else do you talk to on a semi-regular basis?
It's probably my cousin. But I thought for sure it was you. I was like, oh, I told him about the zebras. Let me give him an update. And you were like, what's going on?
No, yeah, I was very confused. I do remember this now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone out there is wondering what's happening to them, and maybe they'll listen to this and finally get that update.
Yeah. Well, this is everyone's zebra update. If anything exciting happens with the zebs, I'll give y'all an update again.
Yes. A recurring segment. The Zeb update.
New segment. The latest breaking news on the Maryland 5 zebras.
The Maryland 5 zebras. Oh my God. Went to a market today.
Oh, fun. We love a market.
We do. The market's it's a nice market. I like going to it. But the inside is like not my favorite part. It's more of like the vendors selling their stuff type sitch. And a lot of it ends up just being the same. There's like some nice stuff, but a lot of it's just like, I don't know, like people's weird art that they sell, you know?
Oh.
But outside is the like vintage stuff. And that was, it's more my alley.
Very nice. I accidentally came across a really cool I say came across. It was posted in someone's Instagram story.
So you weren't physically there at all?
No, I wasn't physically there. This was just the other day. There's this Instagram account that posts like really cheap homes for sale in Italy. And the person who runs it was at like a vintage market in Turin.
Wait, so this vintage market wasn't even in the United States?
No. Listen. I was going to be nice and tell people, if you're in Turin, like, you should go to this vintage market. I took a screenshot of it because I was like, I'll be there again one day, and I might as well go. They had gorgeous stuff.
Guess where Eurovision is.
Eurovision is at Turin, and you think you're going, but guess how much Airbnbs are already going for?
Oh, I can only imagine.
Like 4,000 plus euro a night.
Yeah, well,
for that week.
I'm not going to be staying in an Airbnb.
Period. You're going to sleep on the street?
No, I know people who live in Turin.
Oh, you know people. Okay.
So, I mean, if they're, willing, I would love to stay with them. But
you're inviting yourself.
We'll kind of, yeah. Kind of a little bit. I mean, they've got space. What are they doing?
I mean, hopefully they welcome you.
Yes, this is all keeping our fingers crossed. I also still have to get tickets, but it's like very much on my agenda. And also Turin's a great city. I was very happy with that selection.
Oh, I love Turin. Yeah. I think that was a great selection.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a bit of a busy month because Mahmood's tour got postponed to May of next year. So it's like Manskin late April, Mahmood in Madrid early May, Turin Eurovision mid-May, late May Rome Mahmood. So it's like not ideal timing.
It sounds like you should just move to Italy next spring.
I mean, God willing, but that does not seem to be in the cards.
Maybe, you never know.
True. Never say never, as Justin Bieber once famously sang back in like 2010, maybe 11, 12.
A true lyricist.
Oh, I thought you said I truly resist, and I was like, that's fair. You didn't listen to him.
I really didn't listen to him until my students in France were constantly singing his songs in every single class, and they got stuck in my head.
What songs were out? Oh,
it was that one. And
that was a banger.
What was the other one that was out at the same time?
I don't know.
There was another one, and literally every single time I walked into the classroom, someone was singing it. Yeah,
I remember watching that music video a lot in Grasse because it was a good music video. But anyway, Mems, Miss Grasse, Miss France.
Always.
I know you had a busy weekend. Is there anything exciting to report back on your busy weekend?
I did have a busy weekend. I went to a baby shower yesterday. It was gorgeous. It was fun. I got
Did you give your gifts?
Oh my gosh, yes, I gave my gifts. But it was interesting. It was like an open house style baby shower, and then all the gifts were supposed to be unwrapped. So like you bring your gift, you just put like a bow or whatever on it, and you put it on the table so that there doesn't have to be like a big formal, let me sit up front and unwrap all my gifts and be like, thank you so much for this, thank you so much for this, thank you so much for that.
That's kind of smart.
Like, yeah, it was really smart and it was nice. And I mean, if you think about it, like the bigger stuff for like wedding showers and baby showers, a lot of times people will send that ahead anyway because they don't want to like carry that stuff with them. Like now it's so easy, you just order online and have it shipped to someone's house.
Yeah.
So
all the stuff I've gotten off of like wedding registries and baby registries, is that the word? Yeah. Because haven't actually physically gone to these events. I always just end up buying it off and having it shipped anyway. So I kind of forgot that people still did the opening thing because in my mind, everyone was just shipping it off of whatever website they'd be sending it around to everybody. But I guess that's not the case. nor anything. And how was the food?
Oh my gosh, it was great. So it was fall theme.
Appropriate.
Unseasonably scorching hot for October in Michigan.
Climate change.
But, yeah. I would expect nothing less. So there was a chili bar.
Oh.
So
sounds like I would shit my pants.
You probably would. But there were 3 different kinds, right? So there was like a white chicken, a veggie, and then like a traditional, and then you got to pick your toppings.
Oh.
So it was very like customizable. There were corn muffins, and then there were lovely fall desserts. Homemade apple pie.
Oh.
So good.
Oh.
Very, very good. And then like pumpkin pies. I made some pumpkin snickerdoodles.
Oh.
Yeah, some donut bites and brownie bites, and yeah, it was great.
That sounds divine. Is chili technically a fall thing?
I think chili's fall, winter.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I haven't had chili in so long.
Okay, so obviously I don't really eat meat, so chili's doesn't usually tend to be my thing. But the veggie chili yesterday was so good. And the final tailgate of the season every year, we do a chili cook-off. So it's a competition.
Oh, yeah, I guess that does make sense.
Everyone makes up like their own, gourmet chili, and you don't know whose is whose. There's just a number in front. So you get like a little token, and then you taste them all, and you vote for the winner. So it's a very fall. That's like in November every year.
That's fun. Yeah. I forgot that like chili cook-offs are like a thing around like fall time, like homecoming type of situation. I feel like there was not always, but there's like sometimes events for like cook-offs type stuff like that.
Yeah.
Chili seems to be one of them. For some reason I was thinking it was a summer thing, but that makes no sense because it's so hot.
It's so heavy too. Like,
yeah, muy heavy. Yeah, beans, meat, cheese. Oh, no. I made a stew this weekend. This weekend. I made a stew.
I do love the stew. Yeah. I do love the stew.
I was like, I was looking at that diet book thing not diet, but it had things about what you should eat during what parts of the year. So diet in that terms. And it was saying all these things that should be incorporated by like late October. And I was like, all right, I got to stop buying my lettuce-based salads and like getting into like my root vegetables. So made a stew.
Gosh, I literally am like counting down the days until root vegetable season every year.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah. But it's been really hot, so I just made this stew, and now I'm like really not looking forward to eating it because it's just going to be like too hot. But it's like October 10th today, so
it shouldn't be that hot, but it is.
It's like really miserable, but it's fine.
Waffle.
It's totally fine. I've almost caught up completely to Let's Talk About Myths, Baby. That podcast that we talked about. That's a
feat.
Well, to be fair, she started like doing extra bonus episodes of her just like reading like legit translations of like certain story, like the Odyssey, the Iliad, yada yada yada, the Aeneid. And I was like, I don't really need to listen to these ones, so I like took those ones off. But I've listened to every single other one, which is a lot, and I only have like 9 left to go. So
that's incredible.
Exciting. It's been like obviously it's always been good. I really like that mythology podcast, but more recently she's had more like conversation stuff happening. Very interesting. Things I just never really thought about in terms of like antiquity. Because you just think like the white people that everyone talks about that gave us like democracy and yada yada, Pythagorean theorems and shit like that. But no, there's like much more stuff to it that you just don't learn because like they don't teach us it, if that makes any sense.
Yes, that does make sense. I did take several modern Greek courses when I was in university. You did? And I learned about
do you remember
modern
anything?
Greek, and not in the language sense. Modern Greek as in like one of them was called like Athens past and present, and like
modern Greece
history. Yes, but the course, like those courses in that theme were in like the modern Greek theme.
Interesting that they called it modern Greek, because you would really think that it's a language course.
Yes, well they did have the language courses too, but these were just like humanities
courses.
Yeah,
courses,
like cultural and history and things like that. So I feel like I did learn a bit about that stuff.
Very cool. I'm very new to it, so learning all this stuff, and I'm like,
never knew.
Did not know. Nor.
Now you do.
I do now. Well, let's get into a break so that we can get into our message from Carol.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, this is Alyson. We just wanted to check in and say thank you so much to everyone who has listened, engaged on our Instagram, sent in a message, checked out the blog. We really appreciate it. And we would absolutely love it if you could give us a call and leave us a message at 202-630-4509 or send us a message into our DMs on our Instagram, a message from, or you can send an email as well to a messagefrompod@gmail.com. We're looking forward to hearing from you. All right, welcome back from that lovely break. Here is the message for you this week.
Hey, Alyson and Edward. I was just calling in because I got to thinking about early morning routines. So I'm currently out on a walk and it's beautiful fall day. Like it's a little bit chilly. The sun is starting to poke through, and it just got me thinking like how much I enjoy being up early, especially when you live in a big city and it's like constantly full of people and just like the hustle and bustle, and it's kind of like a nice break. And also I think the city just looks more beautiful without so many people, and it's just kind of, and aside from that, it's just great to, I don't know, feel like I get more done. And it's not even necessarily that I have things that I must do, but I just feel like I really enjoy my weekend to the max when I like get up early and I'm out before most people are out. And I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that, especially like with us living in a city. And I mean, it's sometimes I totally understand the whole sleeping in thing, because, we work all week and we're tired, but then it's just, there's something gratifying about waking up early and just really, using up the entire day, especially as we're getting close to winter, and daylight hours are precious. Anyways, let me know your thoughts.
So that is my friend Carol. I forgot that she didn't really say her name at the end, so that's Carol. Carol, thank you for sending in a message about maybe my favorite topic ever, which is the morning, which is so fucking lame. But
no,
true.
I love this. I'm like 100% in agreement with everything she said.
I love early mornings.
That's the episode.
But
okay, bye.
Bye, we're done.
We love it.
Thanks for the message. You and I are both, as I think everybody at this point knows, morning people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Is there like let's each describe our ideal mornings. How about that? What is your ideal morning? And what do you consider what morning time is?
Oh, that's an even better question.
Okay, well, let's start with that then.
Gosh, so it's funny, like, I always, when I get the chance to quote-unquote sleep in on the weekends sometimes, I always be like, oh, I'm so excited to sleep in tomorrow. And literally what I mean is, I'm not going to set my alarm, but I will still wake up at, like, 6:30, 7 a.m.
Okay.
It's just the idea of, like, not having to set the alarm, and you just wake up naturally. Mm-hmm. And it's just like lovely.
Oh yeah.
If I lay in bed past 8 a.m., it's not that I never do it, but I feel awful. I'm like, okay, this isn't like relaxing anymore.
That's a very good point. I think for me it's like, I think the latest I can sleep in is like 9. Mm-hmm. And if I'm in bed until like about 10, I'm like, well, my whole morning's gone. It's gone.
Oh,
out the window.
The whole day's over.
Yeah.
If I stay in bed until 10 a.m., I've missed so much. I've missed literally an entire day.
Yeah, I've missed, I would say about 3/4 of my morning if I stay in bed until 10. Because for me, the morning like truly ends at like 11:30 noon.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, that's
noon for sure.
Noon is afternoon.
Yeah,
that's
but like
official.
some people are like, no, it's still the morning, and it'll be like 1, especially in Spain. But like 11:30 is like when I'm like, all right, well, time to start thinking about lunch. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So what's your ideal morning look like? What time are you waking up?
Wake up. Let's see. I would say, okay, morning at home and morning like when I'm on vacation or something, totally different.
Okay.
Because ideal morning at home, like, let's say I'll wake up at like 7, maybe 7:30, get up, drink some coffee, sit in a nice comfy chair. If the weather's nice, sit outside, read while I'm drinking my coffee, real casual, leisurely, and then like ease into my day, like do my workout and then shower, make breakfast. That's ideal morning.
And like what time does that like kind of end?
Oh gosh.
Stumped you.
I don't know, it just depends. How long is my workout? Is my workout an hour? Is it an hour and a half? Is it 2 hours?
A 2-hour workout seems really long.
I used to do that a lot, all the time.
That seems
Lately,
really
I don't
long.
do that anymore.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of, it's a lot of time. Wow.
Which means that's only like, that can only be done on the weekends or.
Right,
when
yeah.
I'm working. Yeah.
Unless you accidentally wake up at 5 a.m.
Well, I used to.
happens.
Work week, when I was going in the office, I would wake up at like 4:45 a.m. to go to the gym. But
Insane. That's truly very early for me too.
yeah, work week is a little bit different because then I'll get up at probably like 10 to 6, work out 6 to 7, and then it's kind of the same thing, but it's just shortened. It's not as relaxed, you know?
True.
Because I'll shower, drink coffee, read a little bit, but then it's time to work.
Bit of a time crunch.
Yes. Whereas if I'm on vacation, I think, so she brought up a really good point. Like if I'm in a city or in a new place especially, I love to be out early in the morning before anyone else is out. When it's quiet and calm, and it's just such a different vibe. It's so nice.
Yeah.
And the weather is usually nice. Like even if it's the summertime, it's cooler in the morning. Oh, beautiful.
Hell yeah, it is. It's the only time of the day I'll do something. Oh yeah.
Yes. So yeah, same questions for you. What's early for you? When does your morning end? What is your ideal morning?
I like to wake up by 8. That's when I set my alarm every day. I haven't really gotten into the habit of like being fresh at 8, but whatever. Not important. Ideally up by 8. If I'm up at 7, even better. Love that. Because I can get more done. And also like living with other people, like sharing a flat, like getting up earlier means that like no one else is awake. So like I can like be alone. So anyway, I'm getting up early as sin. I'm doing my yoga, stretchies. I'm popping in my podcast, listening to the news in the morning, making my breakfast, coming back, sitting in front of my computer, checking Tumblr, listening to the news. At this point, we're probably like, we got through the French news. I've gotten through my English news. I'm rocking through my Spanish news. And then then it depends. Like there's never a set thing after that, I would say. It's probably like, get my planner done, maybe do some reading, probably shower, start doing work.
Yeah.
Personal project type shit. Cleaning though sometimes, but that's a different type of morning because I don't shower right away and I clean for like 3 hours, listen to podcasts. So
that is
cooking
okay.
Also, like meal prepping.
Yes. Can we pause 1 second on the cleaning?
Yeah.
That is such a different type of morning, but it's so good when you're like, okay, this is it. Like today I'm getting so much cleaning done, and you don't shower before you just get to work, but it's like you're in the zone, you're in your vibe, like whatever you're listening to is good.
Absolutely.
And you just feel so great after.
Yeah. That was my today. I made like a spinach feta frittata while eating my breakfast and also doing laundry. And then I had to clean my room, clean my bathroom, clean the hallway, take the recycling out. And it took a long time, but it was, like you said, I felt very accomplished in such a short amount of time. So.
It's lovely.
Truly ideal. Truly ideal. But an early morning where I like get out of the house early, that's different. Where you're like in the city, like Carol said, like you said, alone. So nice. so nice to like hit up a bakery and like be up and like come home and like your roommates are just waking up and you're like haha, and like a haha, not in like I just came home from being out all night, but like a haha, like I'm fresh. Because that used to be a haha I used to do a lot. I'd be like, I'm home, but I'm gonna go to sleep for the next like 8 hours. So very different vibes.
Very, very different vibes. Yeah, it's like a calmness when you're out that early in the morning and everything's quiet and fresh and clean.
Yeah. I like being cold in the morning with tea. Does that make sense?
And then you get to put a blanket on and you just like cozy up.
Cozy up and just like listen or read and like scroll. Consume. I like to consume. Consume a hot tea, consume some media, and consume a blanket through my skin. I'm just going to consume.
So hungry in the morning.
Yeah. Unfortunately, mornings haven't been... Like, today was, like, crisp and overcast. It was, like, beautiful, and then it got, like, very hot. But I'm, like, still waiting for that, like, winter morning where it's, like, using the oven is, like, oh, everyone's like, oh, the kitchen's toasty because someone was using the oven early in the morning.
Oh, okay.
That's, like, specific vibe, but I feel like you understand what I'm talking about.
I absolutely understand what you're talking about. And it's such a nice, specific vibe. There's something so, like, when you think of, like, winter, cold outside, and, like, you, like, come in the door, and then, like, the warm air hits you, and it's just so, like, lovely, and, like, something's cooking, and it smells good. That is a nice, good vibe. I wasn't ready for that yet, though. I'm still, like, I'm waiting for that perfect, crisp, fall morning. I can sleep with the windows open, and then you wake up in the morning and the cool air is like just drifting in. So nice.
Yes. Not to ruin this perfect image that we're creating, this like wonderful, warm, welcoming audio space. But I did sleep with my windows open recently, and I have had at least 3 moths chilling in my room with me at night. And it's been like, okay, like normally I freak out and murder. But this time I couldn't find them, and they didn't also, like, freak out near my lights. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to, like, leave this window open and, like, from my soul to your soul, get the fuck out of my room while I'm asleep. And I woke up, and I saw nothing. So I was like, I'm glad the message got through. But then all of a sudden I'm, like, on my phone or whatever, and I see the little bitch like flickering around, and I'm like, oh my god, you're still here. And I'm like, you can do it. Like, I'm cheering this little moth on to be like, there are 2 windows open and you are like up and down in front of it, like you're so close. And eventually, after about like, I want to say like 2.5 minutes, which doesn't seem very long, but is very long to watch a moth that just sort of like lose its mind,
flapping in the wind.
They, I don't want to gender the moth, left. And I was like, thank you for spending this night with me and not torturing me. And then as soon as he left, the next night another one came in, and I don't think it was the same one. I was like, oh my god. I need to look up like what that means. Like, I'm sure it means something. Like seeing a lot of moths. The same
moth coming back to you.
God, I know. I was like, well, at least it's cold enough now that I can sleep with my windows actually closed.
Yeah.
If necessary. But I miss that freshness that you were talking about. I don't get that.
The nice crisp fresh air. Yes. I have been sleeping with my windows open. Most nights for the last couple of weeks, aside from a few, but it never fails. Every time I sleep with the windows open, there's a bug in my house when I wake up.
Do you have, what are they called?
Screens, yes.
Thank you. You do?
But obviously they're not sealed very well because
if you're getting
it
bugs.
Never fails. Always a freaking bug in here. And it's never the same kind. There was a moth in here last week. Sometimes there's like a weird crawling bug. Every so often there'd be a small spider.
Yeah. I have one currently camped outside my windows. And I've been chill. He made like a web behind my chair. And I was like, if you catch a fly, like, go at it, buddy. We have like a rapport. And then I think the spider left at some point. And I had my windows open today because it was very caliente. And I came home and I noticed like one massive spider strand like up and down. There was like one attached to the bed. I was like, oh my god, we've broken
You've
rapport.
Moved in now.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
You ruined it.
it's like okay, so taking it back to the Let's Talk About Myths Baby podcast, she talks about this concept called like xenia, and I don't know if you know what this is. I had no idea. No. It's like the Greek, like ancient Greek tradition of like host guest rapport. How like you treat a guest like family.
For it, yes.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's your most mortal enemy, like if they're your guest, you have to be a good host.
Exactly. And like a lot of myths are about like the tragedies are about like, you know, if you break xenia, you're like literally screwed for generations or whatever in the stories. And so when this spider I saw today that this spider had drawn webbed two little strandies, I was like, you've broken xenia. And now I'm upset, and I saw him was on the ledge of the window, so I closed the window and said, you know what, no, get out of my room.
You're no longer welcome here.
Yeah, but he's still, I guarantee you I'll open it again, and they'll still be out there doing their thing, even though they've broken xenia in my space. Completely unhinged. But anyway, it is our favorite time of year for mornings.
Definitely. Absolutely.
So thank you, Carol, for sending us in a message. Do you have anything else to add to the crisp morning discourse? Is that the right word?
Crisp morning discourse. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's just such a lovely feeling. Yeah. I love it.
There's truly maybe nothing better. Maybe nothing better.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Let us know what you all think. Like,
yeah. People be letting me know in my text messages, to be honest.
We are open for your interactions. What do you think about crisp fall mornings? What do you think about the quietness of the city before anyone else is out?
Yeah. I think a lot of people that I know, this is not relatable content because they are late sleepers. So I'm wondering if we'll influence anybody to get their asses out of bed before, I don't know, like noon.
And experience something new.
Experience the morning. Experience something new, like the morning.
Live your best morning life.
Well, thanks again, Carol, for sending in your message. If you live in the U.S., you can send a message at 202-630-4509. Or if you live abroad or would rather just write in, you could do that at amessagefrompod@gmail.com. Check us on Instagram at @amessagefrom. You can check out the blog at amfpod.com, where there will be something fall morning related, maybe, potentially. We're not sure. Check the show notes. You should be looking at the show notes. The show notes have all the links. And I think they're quite funny, but that's mostly because I write them. And
they're hilarious. You're the funniest person I know.
Oh my God, thank you. That's not true, but I appreciate it. And I think that's it. Oh, rate and review on Apple Podcasts, because that's where it matters. Leave us a 5-star review and we'll read it on the pod. You can say that we both are terrible people and we'll read it with grins on our faces. We'll still read it. Absolutely. Anything you want to write.
Hate mail is still mail.
Yes. True. All right. Well, that's it for today. I'll see you later, Alyson, but we will also see them later next week.
We will all see each other at some point in time later.
Let's reconvene. Let's reconvene next Tuesday.
Here, next Tuesday.
In your
Same
ears.
Time.
Ciao.
Bye.